Hello and welcome to WhiteDetails. Welcome back to the channel. In this episode, a Kia EV6 GT finished in Moonscape Grey, which is a factory matte paint finish. It's a very cool car, really enjoyed working on this one. In the end, the vehicle received a full body PPF paint protection film installation. However, the original booking was somewhat different to that. It differed slightly, but I'll come on to that later. Full body PPF with SunTech reaction for the gloss sections, so that's the headlights, the tail lights, the B pillars and the gloss black mirrors and the splitters and diffusers, and then SunTech's matte PPF for the rest of the bodywork. First things first, heading outside into the shade to get the car safely washed off and chemically decontaminated before drying off the brakes and heading inside for a final clay bar decontamination session. And then we can start to assess things ready for the paint protection film application.
Inside and dry, washed off, chemically decontaminated to remove exterior surface tar deposits, which I don't think I really saw any, and then given a quick scrub with a clay bar inside to localise any stubborn contaminants that are about to show underneath the film. So initially the inquiry and the original booking for this car was a front end paint protection film installation, and I was sort of talking through the upsell of possibly doing the gloss black mirrors, the pillars, the gloss black sections down here, all of the delicate gloss black sections like last week's Range Rover, which had a 2-stage correction, but PPF on all of the exterior black trim. And then aside of the front end PPF job, it was going to be coatings to the rest of the bodywork and wheels. Obviously being matte, there's no polishing that can be done. You can't use an abrasive on this paint, because you would turn the matte into a shiny section. But when the vehicle was dropped off, the owner says, Jim, I've been thinking and doing some research and watching your other episodes. Let's go for a full body PPF job, which is quite the step up from the original allocation. That said, it very much makes sense. A PPF installation on any car is great, but on a matte, satin matte finish that you can't afford to get any damage. You can't get a scratch, you can't get abrasions. If you do, it's not something you can just easily polish away or fix or rectify. So what we have here, I came in yesterday on Sunday just to get some of the nesting done, weeded and plotted, to give a head start. All that is the black. So the pillars, the sides, the mirrors, pillars, down the bottom here on the bumper. Obviously, you don't want to be putting matte PPF, which we're going to do here. If I put that PPF on the bodywork, it's going to make it glossy, it's going to make it shiny, because it's got a lacquer to it, it's got a shiny top coat. At the same time, you don't want to put the matte PPF on the trim. So I've had to do all of the individual glossy, that Suntech reaction film for these bits. This little strip across here has a piece for it as well. Down there, wind mirror base. There's an odd area here, there's an abrasion on the small triangular base plate. I think we saw this outside. Something's taken the edge off that. There are rotary holograms on this A pillar offside, so I wonder if that's something to do with it. I might try and run some compound down that edge with a fingertip, see if that improves things before the film goes down, but to be honest, the film will probably cover it anyway. So this lot's a right jigsaw, a right collection of individual intricate pieces. This lot here, these are your base plates, the wind mirrors, the little triangular section for that area with the abrasion on. I do, however, have a problem here. You can see the scrunchiness. Now, that's left a scar. I probably ran this as a too big a piece to go through the plotter as one. And as the plotter's working on stuff down there, all this gets bunched up and sort of nicely folded down the bottom of the basket. But as it's come up, it's got a crease, it's got a kink in it, and it's left that now needing to be replaced. And what is that? I think that is part of the light on the back end. But for now, I'm going to start prepping some areas with neat alcohol, get the slip solution all sorted, tack solution ready, stick on the podcast, and enjoy. little frustrations. Near side rear quarter, the PPF film, sorry, the matte film, it's going down lovely. That whole door's wearing it. It's a treat to work on actually. But locking it in down here, or up there, it's going to work across and then down. This little piece will line up there, as you can see. That will pull tight down to the bottom, squeegee it all through. What's happened here? I've ripped that. That has been ripped in the weeding process. And I'll tell you what, that's cost me some money, because this wing that's here, which is the offside, near side offside, the offside, if I can locate it, this little piece, there's a little relief cut there, that has also been ripped accidentally beyond the point of where it's meant to be. So I now need to, I can't use that. I can't use that. Just checking the software. This is the border that I'd cut. 2 doors, tailgate, front arches. I've done the exact same thing. So the rip in the relief cut went on the one I've just shown you, and the one up top, and the one up top here, it's done the exact same thing, except it's gone all the way across. So that lower portion, which should wrap inside the door edge, that's the idea of the relief cut. This point is the end of the panel, then all of this material then wraps inside the door. Less edges. So all that is rubbish. Working on the top of the spoiler currently, which is all good. Gloss sections, matte sections going down, 1, 2, just done. The rest, all of this piece, up, left, right, back, up, is all one piece as well. That sits here somewhere. With it being matte, it's very difficult to see. The issue I had with the film ripping here, the issue I've had that side, it's happened again, and I've only noticed it once. Well, I continued anyway to see what it looked like. But similar story, there are relief cuts, I think 3, 1, 2, to allow the film to wrap, around. But again, in the process of weeding it, I managed to rip the film. There. So the relief cut ends there, and it should just disappear internally. But actually, I've ripped it onto the panel. So guess what? That's coming off. This is getting to be an expensive job. The idea behind putting a matte PPF on matte paintwork is to keep it matte. From factory, I'm just about to do the side skirt here, which is a very small section but quite a large under tray. From factory, the Kias have a section here and a section there, which, as you can see, is gloss. And then this piece goes under there. It needs prepping first, and then it wraps into and around there, so it splits top and bottom. One goes underneath, one goes across the top, one goes down the side, which can be seen here. That's the end piece. Above, below. No, above, below, below, below.
Can't mess around with no cocaine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 82, 83, 84, 85. 92 individual pieces gone down so far. In total, we're at 92. Front, rear bumper, roof, bonnet, 2 bumpers, roof and bonnet. Nearly 100 pieces. Is that right? One of the most complex cars I've done thus far. I'm enjoying working with the matte finish. That's a new challenge. It's actually a lot easier than doing gloss stuff. It's a bit more forgiving, but it's quite busy. There's lots of parts to tackle. So a door on a Porsche Carrera, for example, top to bottom, it's just one door with a handle. This is 1, 2, 3 individual pieces, 4, 5, 6, 12 pieces just on the doors, 20 pieces including the handles. So there's 20 pieces. Lots of cars don't have additional arches. There's 2 pieces there. The diffuser, the splitter, front and rear. It all starts to add up, but it's 10 to 7. As much as I really ought to get another bumper down, because I've got a lot to do with the time available. If I start a bumper now, I'm still not the speediest of installers. That's going to be 9 o'clock by the time I get done. So I think that'll do for the night. The last time we saw the laptop screen, it was for plotting. You saw the roof going down somewhat, sort of. Obviously I can't capture it all. It still takes me a fair bit of time. But also, you may have seen the side skirt and you think, hang on, Jim, side skirts are finished. Nice alignment here in the front bumper. Toe wire ready to go back in. So side skirts are finished, but as well as having an unfortunate event on the near side rear quarter by ripping it at the relief cut multiple times. So I've lost 2 rear quarters, and then I plotted the near side door incorrectly once, maybe even twice as well. In the process of doing the side skirt, I ripped it again. This time, rather than ripping it during the weeding process, new standard OEM stone guards done over the top of this piece. I ripped it from beneath, and dear. As much as I'd like to say I can get away with that, naturally you can't. So guess what? Steamer, taking it off and redoing it. And then that is the very last puzzle piece for the, what is it? EV6, it's a Kia. The bonnet was a stretch too. Quite a challenge there. So whip off the offside side skirt, new one is here, and then figure out the rest from there basically. I'm knackered. Ooh, piece of candy. There we go, that is the first, and probably not the last, Kia to visit the studio. Kia EV6 GT, full body PPF complete. I can't think of a better example, well, okay, every car can benefit from PPF, but when it's a matte finish, which leaves you very little options for repairing an area if you get damaged. So if you pick up a scuff or shopping trolley abrasion or scratches or whatever it may be, that's it. You can't polish it. It's a trip to the body shop for a tricky repaint and possible colour match issues to follow. So for my customer to decide on a full body PPF, it absolutely makes sense. Yes, it is an expensive thing in the first place as an investment, £3,500, £4,500, £5,500 plus in some places. But the idea is long-term protection, and hopefully it prevents you having to go down the body shop route should you pick up damage. Suntech reaction on the gloss section, so all of the gloss black, the delicate gloss black trim, B pillars, side skirts down there, front and rear diffuser. I lost count in terms of the total amount of pieces that have gone down on the car in the end. Individual pieces including the gloss black and then Suntech matte PPF, which was lovely to work with. A new challenge, I look forward to more in the future. A lot of the work this afternoon hasn't been captured, the coatings have gone down and I've not picked up the camera, I've just been getting my head down. Then all of a sudden I was like, vlog, okay, so finish off with the glass. The wheels, I've just had a basic wipe, there's no wheel coatings gone down, but the luxury of having the ramp and the fact that the wheels haven't come off. Once you dry the discs backwards and forwards on the brakes to stop the prevention of the rust build up, you get a bit of sling on the inner barrel, car goes up on the ramp and I can underneath, which is all good. Glass inside and out, and that's the lot. I think next door for next week is an ultimate black, I believe, a Jaguar XKR, which is visiting for a 2-stage paint correction process with coatings, interior, engine bay and wheels off work. Don't think I'll be picking the camera up for that one. This is the 3rd week in a row. The next episode, today's date is July 1st, after the Jaguar, which is the next week. So the 2nd week in July forwards for I think about 4 weeks. Each week is back-to-back Porsche. We know we love a Porsche on this channel, so I might do a compilation episode in a month's time of a bit from the Cayman GT4, a bit from a GT3 RS, a bit from the Carrera 4S Cabriolet, and a bit for, what else? Another GT3 I think. 992 GTS. But for now, enjoy the after footage, take care, find the WhiteDetails over on Instagram, subscribe to the channel if you're not already perhaps, and see you next time.